Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Nikita, and I'm a final year student in Atria Institute of Technology, and I'm presently intern at Trajan Engineering Services. So, my topic and Danya, my good friend, she'll also be associating with me for this topic, and our topic is fire safety in buildings. So the contents which we can preview today is introduction, example of fire hazards, relation between fire safeties, buildings and NBC. NBC is National Building Code and material specifications are under NBC and exiting requirements which is followed by NBC, that is staircase enclosure, lifts, lobbies, basement. These are the topics covered by me, and Dhanya will be doing on the exit requirements in floor space, electrical aspects and air conditioning, and also she'll be explaining about the NBC buildings in India, and finally conclusion. So first, to the introduction part, fire safety, it is one of the major aspect in the construction field. It is the set of practices that is implemented to reduce the destruction caused by fire in any building. So fire safety is the measures that is included which to prevent ignition of an uncontrolled fire, and those acts which can be limited by the development of the buildings and the materials. So, threats by the fires caused by the fire and the measures taken is very important to a civil engineer to be known. So, threats to fire safety are commonly referred as the fire hazard. Fire hazard may be included as a situation that increases the likelihood of a fire or may impede escape in the event of fire occurs. So, like when we construct a building, it is very necessary to take the aspects of fire safety also. So maybe like these are some few small fire hazards like kitchen fires when unattended cooking or grease fires, chip and fires are there, or electrical systems also. There may be shock circuits or overloading might be there, and that causes fire hazards too, like storage areas with inefficient protection, or combustibles like which generates lot of heat, flames or sparks, or candles or other open flames by smoking too, and equipment that generates heat and utilizes combustible materials, like even a television also can give sparks or flames or heat to the building, and which in turn may be caused to a fire, and it may lead to a disaster. And flammable liquids and aerosols like LPGs or cylinders or gas, something which leads to fire. So these are some examples of fire hazards which we can see in the buildings, and maybe it is in residential building or commercial buildings. It has to be taken care of, and it should be given attention to. So the relationship between fire safety in buildings through NBC is quite important. Keeping the property management or the management in the consideration, one should be held responsible for the any hazards happening to the building in the future. So only in India, there is a new condition which was introduced in 1970, that is NBC, which we can tell it as a Bible to all civil engineers and especially to the fire engineers. In NPC, the chapter 4 is only dedicated to fire safety and the measures taken. So, to keeping the property management as the most important priority, the government rules and regulations for high-rise buildings and even residential buildings should be kept in point of view. And occupancy or height or many other factors should be followed, or should be accordance to the chapter 4 of NBC in India. So what is NBC? So NBC is published by the Bureau of Indian Standards, that is BIS. It is National Building Code. It is the basic model code in India. It is only applicable in India. Like America has ASTM, like in India we have NBC, and it was the first edition was published in 1970, and the second edition was in 2005, and then it was again regenerated and remodeled, and the recent edition of NBC was published in 2016, and it is currently in use. So as in taking fire prevention and profession and protection in a subject matter or rules of fire prevention and fire protection, these are laid into efficiency by state regulations or municipal bylaws. So according to NBC, there are specifications for each and every material used. Like maybe it may be door or load bearing elements or ceiling or glass or something like that. So the main material specifications are load bearing elements. For load bearing elements, it is very much essential in a construction. No construction can be done. So keeping in that mind, and for this load bearing elements, we require high amount of fire resistance. So that can be one or more. Should be of non-combustible material which does not is exposed to flammable access. So it should be non-combustible material and it should have fire resistance of 1 hour. And when it comes to interior finishings like walls, floorings, or glasses or doors, it should follow the rate of flame spread in accordance to IS 1642 provisions. So ceiling link should also be a non-combustible or of plasterboard, because ceiling also plays a major role in a building. It might be the connection of another floor also. So it should be taken care that it is non-combustible. And then when it comes to structural support and load bearing elements, it should be of 3 hour resistance to fire, and transoms or ceiling should be less than 2 hours of fire resistance. And then when it comes to walls or partitions separating corridors from floor, there should be some circulation for fire resistance, and the fire resistance should be not less than 1 hour. And these should not have any openings or doors, because if it is open to more elevations or more what you call that as openings, you can find the fire spreading in a larger rate. So it is better to have less openings, and it should have at least half an hour of fire resistance. And when it comes to firewalls dividing the building to prevent fire spread, it should be around 2 hours fire resistant. And facades including doors and windows should be of non-combustible materials. When it comes to door, it is better that we use a material that is 120 minutes or 2 hours of fire resistance. You can see usually in the high-rise buildings or malls or commercial buildings, doors are usually made of high gauge of steel material or iron material. It is just like hollow blocks, and it contains a fluid inside it which cannot melt the door very easily. And usually it costs around 5 to 10 lakhs. Otherwise, people also use like interior aspects. They use glass also, but according to the authorities, it is not much safer. But to reduce the cost or any other aspects, they might use glass for the interiors also. So it is very difficult to break, and it is also a disadvantage because the usage of AC will be more because of the radiations of the sun directly on the glass. There will be a little more usage of the AC. So these all aspects should be kept in mind in before using the materials, and where to use and how to use, is it proper or not. And NBC has given all, and it has specified all the material specification, how which materials is used, how much withstand it should give. Everything is mentioned, and every commercial building should follow those regulations. See, when it comes to opening or doors, there are different wall ratings and time limit given for each and every door and frames and wall. So when it comes to 4 hours or 3 hours, that is wall and door, it should be a opening that separates building and divide a single building into designated fire areas. So that has to have more withstand to the fire. So it will be of more time and frame limit. And then when you see the second one, wall time should be 2 hours, and the door and frames or windows should be 1.5 hours. That is 90 minutes. So in this type, there are used for enclosures of vertical communications like lifts or something, or staircases. So it should have 2 hours of wall withstand and 1.5 hour of doors and frames. So these are the different types and descriptions given below. And so this is one of the example in the mall, where we usually find this everywhere in malls, metro stations. So this is basically a high gauge steel material, and it is of very high cost. One door might cost you around 5 to 10 lakhs, and it can withstand around 2 hours of fire. So next is exiting requirement. Next is staircase enclosure. Staircase also plays a very major role in when it comes to malls or high-rise buildings. So external enclosing walls of the staircase shall be of the brick or RCC structure having fire resistance of not less than 2 hours. Any brick or RCC construction or materials or elements used should not be less than 2 hours. The fire resistance should be 2 hours. And all the enclosed staircase or lifts or lobbies or any vertical transport should definitely have 1 hour of fire resistance in staircase. And one more thing in staircase is to get more occupancy, to get extra more of occupancy in the staircase. Usually it will be, lessened. The width will be lessened, and even in corridors we can see the same. So to avoid this, width should always be more than 2 meters. Like it is very comfortable, and if it is any hazard happens in future, it will be very comfortable to accommodate more people to move in a faster date. So, and also in staircase, we should also keep in mind that there should be a proper amount of interval after each and every rise. Like 13 steps should be given. After that, one landing should be given definitely, and then again 13 steps of rise should be given. So this should be kept in mind according to the NBC requirements or rules or regulations. So the staircase enclosures on external wall of the building should be ventilated to the atmosphere at each landing. This is a must, because every staircase enclosure should have a ventilation at every landing, because when any hazard or malfunctioning happens, definitely oxygen level will be reduced and carbon dioxide level will be increased. To avoid this and to avoid this suffocation and major fatal injuries, every landing in the staircase should be given proper ventilation in the building. See, this is one photo of the staircase fire. And see, how to give this permanent ventilation is, there will be some cross-sectional area for the enclosure. In that, 5% of the top level will be given to only for ventilation. This is how the calculation should be done according to NBC. And the roof of the shaft shall be at least 1 meter above the surrounding roof, and there will be no glazing or glass bricks in any internal wall of the staircase. It is maintained and precaution that no glazing equipments are used in the staircase. And if the staircase is in the core of the building and cannot be ventilated at each landing, a positive of 5 mm should be given. So next exiting requirement will be lifts. So when it comes to lifts, walls enclosing the lift shaft should be of around 2 hours of fire resistance. It should have 2 hours of resistance, because there's no, it is only an enclosed space. It is needed to that lift shaft that we have 2 hours of fire resistance and have a vent at the top of area not less than 0.2 square meter. And when it comes to motor room for lift, it should be located preferably on the top, because it can be separated from the shaft by the floor of the room. And then the landing of door in lift enclosure shall have a fire resistance of not less than 1 hour. So landing doors of lift should be resistant for less than 1 hour. And the number of lifts in one lift bank shall not exceed 4. See, this is very important. When we consider a particular lift bank, there may be many lift banks in a building. When we consider hospitals only, we can find many lift banks. So we should make sure that one lift bank has only 4 lifts in particular, because it doesn't want to affect the individual shafts. So this point should also be kept in mind according to NBC. And lift door shall have a fire resistance rating of 1 hour. This is compulsory. And so we can find this sign like always in the next to the lift staircase only, where you can find exit, manual exit, and this signboard. It is a must according to NBC, where we should have to put this sign in next to the lift access. So lift shall not normally communicate with the basement, because basement and lift usually have less amount of communication. So therefore, it should be pressurized to get a self-closing door in basement according to the lift access. And then grounding switches at the ground floor should be given to enable fire service call or any emergency calls to ground of the lifts. And then telephone talk by communication facility must be there in the lifts in case of any hazards. And suitable arrangement should be done so as to provide the slope in the floor or the lift, so that there will be any prevention of water or something in the hazard taken place. And then, as I said, a sign shall be posted and maintained on every floor at or near the lift, indicating that in case of fires, occupants shall use the stairs in case unless instructed otherwise. So this is about lifts. And when it comes to basement, road level basements are usually fine because you can have that easy access to basement. But when it comes to malls or any high-rise buildings, they usually tend to go a little more downer to the basements, and which is actually risky. So there should be proper exit ways and access way. That is according to the first point. There should be enough exit ways and access ways, and it should have a proper width, that is travel distance, to be maintained. And then the basement shall be partitioned, and in no case compartment shall be more than 500 square meter and less than 50 square meter area except parking. The parking also should be taken care of. And then every basement should be separately ventilated. Again, when it comes to fire hazards, there will be definitely suffocation because of the carbon dioxide. So every section of the building should be properly ventilated, especially basements, because it is very risky there. And then staircase of basements shall be enclosed type, having fire resistance of not less than 2 hours. And when it comes to inlet and outlets of the basement, we should make sure there's any proper termination of smoke or fire, maybe smoke only, because there should be proper termination in the ground level, because it can be very suffocating and it can go to breakable boards. So it is necessary that we give a proper air inlet at floor level and proper outlet at ceiling level. So there should be marked signboards or breakable boards like smoke outlet, air inlet. This is a must in basements. And mechanical extractors are also used for smoke venting system. So mechanical extractors are basically extractors which is used, which can be handled by men, or maybe of electricity, which is a manually handled system where we can vent out or outlet the smoke out of the basement. And it should always have a alternative or backup source of power supply. It is a must. And we should also have a dewatering pump in all basements. And in basements, you can usually see there's no kitchens or any part of building which is using gas fuels. They are not permitted in basement or sub basement. So you should always consider this in mind whenever you're constructing anything. You should make sure that basement is not having any kitchen working on gas fuel. And then when it comes to sprinkler heads should be there, and other necessary fire extinguishing equipment should be kept in the basement. And when it comes to staircase of the basement, it should be enclosed type, having a fire resistance of 2 hours, sorry, 2 hours. So this is all about the exiting requirements until my topic. So I would like to say there should be a proper fire sprinklers, fire extinguishers, water buckets and sand buckets every now and then near the lifts, basements, or in the staircase enclosures, everywhere, so that we can, if at all any hazards happen, we'll be in the access of at least eradicating or limiting the time extent where the fires can spread. So, and then when it comes to NBC, it is one of the most important consideration for a civil engineer, and chapter 4 is only based on fire safety. So all of you can go through it and know the basics of fire safety, and it is one of the most important concept, and it is very interesting too. So this was all about my topic till now, and my friend Danya will be explaining further about the exiting requirements and will give conclusion about the topic. Danya, you can proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Nikita. My name is Danya Sriram. I'm a final year student from Atria Institute of Technology. So, my topics were floor space, and what is floor space? So, floor space is the area taken up by the building or part of building. So, it's normally measured in square feet or square meters. So, the floor area depends on what the factor of the building should or should not include. So, such as external walls, internal walls, corridors, lift shafts, etc. So generally, there are three major differences in measuring a floor area. So gross floor area, that is the total floor area contained within the building measured to the external face of the external wall. Gross internal area, that is the floor area contained within the building measured to the internal face of the external wall. And net internal area, so net internal area is the gross internal area less the floor area taken up by the lobbies, enclosed machineries, rooms, floors, staircase, etc. Next slide. We know that for a building, the area of the which the area in which the building is built, so that area will always be given all these fire requirements, and the rest area is left like that. Next is electrical services. So in electrical services, for a building, we there is always a myth that due to overload or electric shocks there is fire. So nowadays what we are doing is that the building is completely given with the cables which are fire resistant, so that there is no short circuit or overloading, and which causes a fire. So the electrical distribution, that is cables or wirings, shall be laid in separate ducts, which shall be sealed at every floor with non-combustible materials having the same fire resistance as that of the duct. So water mains, telephone wires, intercom lines, gas pipes, or any other service lines shall not be laid in the ducts for electrical cables. So separate ducts of for water pumps, lifts, staircase, and corridor lights, and other things are given. So low and medium velocity curing shall be run in these shafts. So, and then the inspection of the panel doors and any other openings in the shaft shall be provided with the airtight fire doors having the fire resistant or not less than 1 hour. So minimum of 60 minutes of time will always be given for any given door in the building, so that there is time for the people to evacuate the space, and there is help given. So the inspection of the panel doors and any other openings in the shaft shall be provided 1 hour. Medium and low voltage. So normally in the building, the voltage is ranged up to 230 volts to 660. So there is no overload, or there is no these wires always melt. So there is no fire cost due to the electrical services. An independent and well ventilated service room shall be provided on the ground floor with direct access from the outside or from the corridor for the purpose of termination of electrical supply from the licensed service and alternative supply cables. So the doors provided for the service room shall have a fire resistant of less than 1 hour. MCB and ELCB shall be provided for electrical circuits. So these the main chamber will be provided in the ground floor for easy access. Next. So these are different shafts will be provided, so that there is no mixing, or there is no any miscommunication in these wirings, so that each wiring are very clearly given. Next is air conditioning. So air conditioning system should be installed and maintained so as to minimize the danger of spread of fire, smoke, or fumes from one floor of the fire area to another, or from outside into the occupied building space. So air conditioning system is must in a building. So air conditioning system circulates air from one floor than one to one more than one floor. The area should be provided with dampers. dampers. So dampers are nothing but, you can see in those pictures, so that is a design which is designed to automatically close during a fire to prevent the smoke to spread. So air conditioning system serving large places of assembly, that is over 1,000 people, or large departmental stores or hostels over 100 rooms in a single block, should be provided with effective means of preventing circulation of smoke through the system in case of fire in a air filter or from the other source drawn into the system. So always the ducts should be provided with automation. So opening around the ducts passing through the firewalls or floors should be properly sealed with fire resistant materials such as asbestos ropes or vernacular concrete glasses. So all such system should also be provided with automatic control to stop fans in case of fire, unless arranged to remove smoke for the fire. And fans should be provided which remove smoke from the building. So even though there is insufficient heat to accurate heat smoke, sensitive device controlling fans or dampers should always be provided. So as far as possible, these should be of metallic ducts, should always be given, so that for the return of air, so there is easy access of air in and out of the building. Next is so the ducts are always in the ceiling, so that easy ventilation of air is provided. And the normally the buildings which are given of glass, so they the heat generated is more, so air conditioning is given more there. So in as a civil engineer, we should always avoid glass, so that there is no heat transmitted inside the building, and there is less generation of heat. So next. So types of building as per NBCI of India. So the national so there are actually 8 groups in which the building code is divided. So first is the residential building, educational building, institutional building, assembly building, business building, mercantile building, storage building, and hazardous building. So the residential building are all subdivided into lodging or room houses, one or two family prevent dwelling, and then dormitories, apartments or flats, and hostels. So these are under residential building. So educational buildings are schools, colleges, daycare centers, etc. Then institutional buildings comes hospitals, customized institutions for physically challenged students, and then penal institutions, those are jails. And then comes assembly buildings, that those are theaters, assembly halls, drama theaters, where more than 1,000 people are accommodated. So then business buildings, so here transaction of business where less than 100 people are accommodated. Then mercantile building, where shops and other showrooms, wholesale or rental stores are provided. Then industrial building is nothing but products of fabricated plants, smokehouse, gas plants, textile industries, sand mills, etc. And then storage are nothing but warehouse or cold storage, or transit sheds, garages, etc. Then hazardous buildings are nothing but they are manufacture of highly explosive materials. Okay, and the poisonous fumes, highly corrosive, toxic, and acidic materials. Generally, those are the gas plants. So these all include a code which each building has, so that the fire safety is taken accordingly. So every building is in NBC. All the buildings are not considered as same. Each building, each sub building has its own regulations and own codes for the fire safety. Next. And these are a few examples, like for for an occupation occupants, the setback shall be allowed. Next. Next is the conclusion. So I conclude by saying that so fire safety is nothing but a set of practices that include the intent to reduce the destruction caused by fire. So a fire hazard may include a situation that increases the likelihood of fire, or may impede escape in the event a fire occurs. So fire safety policies apply at a construction of a building and throughout its operation life. So building codes are enacted by local, subnational, or national government to ensure such features as adequate fire exits, construction details such as fire stops and fire rated doors, windows, and walls. Fire safety is also an objective of electrical code to prevent overheating or wiring of equipment and then protecting from igniting by electrical faults. Local authorities charged with fire safety may conduct a regular inspection for such items as used for fire exits, and proper exit signs, function fire extinguisher of the correct type in accessible places, and proper storage and holding flames are used. So fire safety measures, those includes which always intend to prevent the ignition of uncontrolled fire. So every building should have extinguisher, fire sprinkler system, automated sprinkler system, fire alarm system, fire exits, etc. So depending on the local regulations, a fire inspection may result in a notice of required actions or closing of building until it can be put into a complaint. So each and every building constructed in our country follows the NBC. So NBC rules and strict monitoring is done so that there is no hazard caused. And by following these rules, we are protecting us from a bigger danger and bigger hazards caused due to fire. And then hence safety rules measurements should be taken care seriously to avoid all these fire damages, and each and every building should abide by the national building code. Thank you.
Very good, nice presentation, Danya and Nikita. Both of you have taken nice topic, which is not covered in the syllabus, but which is required for any civil engineer. And our IGBC chairman, Mr. V. Suresh, also will be very much happy because you have touched upon the NBC. A lot of people doesn't know what is National Building Code and all, but you voluntarily came up and you took this topic, National Building Code and the fire safety and all. He will be also happy, and we are also happy to support these kind of innovative topics.
Yes,
uh,
sir.
yeah, and it is need for our also, any civil engineer should know about the fire safety of the buildings, and definitely it will be helping for you to build your career also. So you can further, you can do for more on this, and other topics also you can take if you wish. Okay, definitely this is see why the unemployment rate is because of exam point of view, everyone is studying, but you people came out on that particular mode, and you are taking something Danya also done earlier, green buildings topic